Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video of Buffalo Sports Center. I am Don, and today I'm going to quickly go over each of the Sabres' whopping 11 draft picks from this most recent 2022 NHL draft. And let me just get my quick thoughts out of the way real quick. Overall, this draft was a home run. I can't remember the last time I felt this confident in a draft class. It's been so long. Even when the Sabres drafted Jack Quinn and JJ Peterka, that draft I wasn't too confident. Of course, now I'm really liking that haul. And this one, right out of the gate, it is incredibly solid. It was clear that Kevin Adams and his scouting team had a good plan in place to restock the center depth of their prospect pool after that Jack Eichel and Sam Reinhart, all of those trades. This had to be done, and they certainly did it. And, there was some drama, of course, regarding this draft class. Sabres almost got the 7th overall pick. We almost had 2 picks in the top 10 picks in this draft. Unfortunately, Matt Murray is a jerk-off. He's a jerk-off. I had to hesitate, think about what I wanted to say before I actually said it, but he's a jerk-off. Screw you, Matt. Why didn't you want to come here? You would have suffered anyways. You're going to suffer in Toronto, too. But make sure to hit the like button and to subscribe. Subscribe here on the YouTube. Follow us on Instagram where you can get the most up-to-date news regarding the Bills and the Sabres, and join our Discord as well. So, with that all out of the way, let's begin now with the first couple of picks here from this draft. And this first pick for the Sabres in this draft was my most favorite, and that is where they drafted Matt Savoie, center from Winnipeg of the WHL, with the 9th overall pick. And he is a fantastic center. He's only 5'9", but that doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be bad in the NHL, though. He's very short, shifty, dynamic, great goal scorer as well. He's an all-round awesome center to have on your team. His game, and I've been seeing people on Twitter say this as well, so credit to Twitter, but he plays very much like Danny Briere or Chris Drury, whoever you like more. He has been fantastic in juniors, even when it came down to America to play during the COVID year when all the Canadian leagues were shut down. He was fantastic here as well. I can't wait to see Savoie with his name here in Buffalo, him walking up to games in his tiger suit. That will be great. Let's keep on going now. With the 16th overall pick, the Sabres selected another short, shifty, dynamic center in Noah Ostlund. And before I get this comments in the section below, people are saying that the Sabres should have gotten more size, more grit in this draft. And for those people that say that, let me just point you over to Tage Thompson and Dylan Cousins, 2 centers for the Sabres already on the team that have size, grit, and speed. So I don't want to hear about the whole size thing. The Sabres really wanted to go for short and shifty, dynamic players. They saw what Cole Caulfield has done in Montreal, and they want to replicate that with their own guys here. And that's where Noah Ostlund comes into play. Even though he looks like he's only 13 years old, he's pretty good. He's very dynamic like Savoie. He's signed with his Swedish team. I'm not going to pronounce that. Djurgården, I think? Nah, I'm going to butcher that. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Swedes in the chat. I just butchered that team name. He's signed with them through the 2023-24 season, so don't expect him here in Buffalo for quite some time. But these top 2 picks, I absolutely love them for the Sabres. Let's keep it going now with our next crop of picks. The Sabres have one more first-round pick. That was from the Sam Reinhart trade. The 16th overall was from the Jack Eichel trade. And from the Sam Reinhart trade, the Sabres were able to sign and draft, Yuri Kulich, center from HC Energy Karlovy Vary from the Czech League over in Czechia. They're not the Czech Republic anymore. They're Czechia. He was playing with men. He was only 17 years old last season too. And while his point totals, he only had about 11 last season. That wasn't too impressive. What was impressive was that he was able to stick around with the big guys in the Czech League. He was fantastic. He's one of the best puck pursuers any of the scouts have seen in this draft. So the Sabres got a really energizing young center that could really fill a good role in the Sabres' middle six in the future. Now, after this, things get a little dicey here for the Sabres. They went out and I think they reached at pick 41 with Tobias Linonen, the goalie from JYPU20 over in Finland, actually. I almost said Sweden. There's a couple guys in Sweden later in this draft for the Sabres. But Linonen, this pick tells me that the Sabres don't expect Eric Portillo to sign with them next offseason. Linonen, another big-bodied goalie. He plays very much like UPL. He's a 6'5" frame, which means he takes up the entire net when he's down on his knees. And I like this pick. It's just that we probably won't see him for a while, and he's just there to add some more goalie depth to the Sabres prospect pool. So let's keep going now into the third and fourth round. The mid-rounds here we have with our third round pick, the Sabres selected Victor Nuchev. He's a left winger. He's very fast. He's got a fantastic shot. And if you're to know one thing about Nuchev, his shot is fantastic. It's great. The only problem is that's really it for his game. He's not great at his defensive awareness. His IQ is all right in the offensive zone, but like I said, he's a very direct hockey player. He's a north-south kind of guy, so that means when he picks up the puck, he immediately goes at the opposing team's defenseman. There is no other pass. There is no how should I say, very patience in his game. He's very direct. He likes to score, and he scored a lot of goals last season over in Russia for their junior league. He had 40 goals in 60 games, so that's fantastic for him. The only problem is he's not an all-around good two-way forward, but that's what development's for. Moving on now to round 4, pick 106, the Sabres got Mats Lindgren, left shot defenseman from Kamloops up in Canada. Another really exciting defenseman here for the Sabres. He's scoring a lot of goals in the juniors. Not sure if that's going to translate to the NHL, but he probably won't be seeing it anyways for a couple more seasons. He was a very good skater on his draft report, but he's not the most accelerative, if that even is a word. He doesn't accelerate very quickly, and his speed isn't elite, but he's very good at closing down other forwards. The only problem is he needs to add a little bit of maturity and focus to his game, because while he closes down very well, he doesn't do it all the time. Sometimes he has defensive lapses, he doesn't pay attention, so on and so forth. He really needs to clean that part of his game up, but other than that, he's a very good defenseman for the Sabres here. Keep on going now into the 5th and 6th rounds. And don't worry, folks, we're not even, I think we're halfway now through all of the Sabres picks. And yeah, they had a lot of them. That's the point of the story. Round 5, pick 134. The Sabres got, oh, this is going to be a fun name. Vsevolod Kamara, right shot defenseman from the Quebec Ramparts up in the Quebecian Junior League. He was fantastic. Not fantastic. He was very solid for Quebec last season. He had 19 points in 60 games, and that's okay. But think about what he can do with more years of North American hockey experience. This is only his first season after making the jump from Russia to North America. If he can continue his current trajectory, we could see him in a Sabres uniform maybe 4 or 5 years from now. Keep on moving now. Round 6, pick 170. The Sabres drafted Jake Richard, right ringer from Muskegon Lumberjacks. He's committed to UConn this fall and will be playing there for the next couple of years. He's very good, and there's not really much to say about his game, though, unfortunately, other than that he needs to build up his strength, but that's expected because he's only 17 years old. And this is weird for me because all of these guys are around my age, 17, 18. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Let's keep on going. Round 6, later rounds here. As we get into these later rounds, all of these guys are potential flyers. And not Philadelphia Flyers, more of you don't know what you're getting here in the later rounds. Some of these guys, like Victor Olofsson, can be absolute steals. Other guys, like William Wars-Cruz, they'll just fade away into insignificance within a matter of a couple years. But we start out this lower tier of draft picks with Gustav Karlsson, center from Orebro HK over in Sweden. And he was very good on a very bad junior team. He was the only player on his team to have scored 30 goals. He's a good two-way center, but if he does make it to the NHL, we'll expect him to fill a bottom 6 role. Into the 7th round now with pick 202, the Sabres got Joel Rakovich Bernson. He's from Frölunda, where Rasmus Dahlin played before he came over to the Sabres. He had 49 points in 47 games as a left winger in Frölunda. He's still very young and needs to develop a more mature game, which is expected with some of these young prospects. And there's not really much else to talk about until he makes that jump to North American hockey, which isn't looking like it's going to happen for at least a couple more years. So let's keep on going now. Whoa, that was a lot of names. With our final pick from this draft haul, pick 11 for the Sabres, pick 211 overall. It was Linus Sjögren, left winger from Rögle BK over in Sweden. And once again, I apologize if I butcher his name. I'm not very good at Scandinavian ones. He's got great puck handling skills. He played with Rögle, as I mentioned, in Sweden this past season. Unfortunately, though, he only had 11 points for them. But he has time to grow his game in the SHL, which is the top. That's not like the junior league there. That's the top Swedish hockey league there. So he's playing in a very highly competitive league. Sabres will be keen to see if he's able to build off of his rookie year in that league last season. Of course, as I mentioned, he only had 11 points. He's going to need a lot of time to develop if he does stay on track for the Sabres, but that's usually what you get with 6th, 7th round picks. You don't really know what's going to happen with them. It's going to take, even if they do work out, it's going to take them a lot of time to work their way into the Sabres system, which is Rochester, Cincinnati, even Buffalo maybe. So anyways, that was it for the Sabres draft haul. I was Don. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe and comment your thoughts on the Sabres 2022 draft class in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.